So having done an unboxing of this, I thought it was a good time to take a look at the first book and see what it's like. I'm curious to see how educational it is, how beneficial it will be for younger readers, and indeed what vocabulary is like. I do not have children, I do not have anybody the target age for this. Once I have done with this set, I will be donating it to a children's charity or similar. But I've just finished watching all of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and I kind of wanted to see what the accompanying literature was like. Literature in this case may be a big word, but certainly I'm very curious. So the book itself is very small. It is definitely quite a small size. I think young children with, not very good dexterity may have a bit of difficulty properly turning the pages. But at the same time, it's also quite a nice size that it's not too big, that it's not going to really fit in their hands. So there's a balance being struck somewhere. So we have Mickey Mouse, opposites, a very interesting, certainly very intriguing picture of Mickey Mouse with a chessboard and a frog. And I'm not going to read them all because that's technically breach of copyright, but I'm just going to do a very brief overview of it. Now, the illustrations are quite appealing. And this is all about in, out, on, and off. So I think it's nice that they're focusing on those things, but I think it would have made more sense to put the opposites side by side, because at the moment, you're expecting the child to make the connection between over and under. But there's nothing to stop the child thinking or beginning to make a connection between under and in. Now, obviously, to an adult or even an older child, under and in are not opposites. But these are obviously very beginner's guides to opposites, and I think they probably should have done them on opposite pages. It would have made them a little bit more understandable for young children. But at the very least, it's starting to encourage them to think about these things, to spark conversations about what in means. The frog jumps out of the bowl. You can kind of see he's been in the bowl, but again, that would have made more sense if he was coming out of the bowl, so they could actually make that connection between the frog and the bowl. So to be honest, it's not actually the best representation of what this could be. They were published in 2019 for anybody who's interested. So it's a lot smaller than I expected, but a good size for fitting in a child's hand, perhaps. The cardboard's very thick. It's definitely got a good thickness to it. But I feel like the layout could have been better. I realised that would mean having to make the images smaller to fit text on both sides of it. But at the same time, I don't know how they would do it without making the images smaller. I guess the only way to do it would be to make the books bigger. Given how much extra space is in this box, there was definitely room for them to do that. It's cute. It's good as an introduction. Certainly the quality of it is not so bad, but it's not perfect. Definitely not as good as some other Mickey Mouse books that I've seen. But as a beginning to opposites, it's not terrible.